Hello and welcome to another educational video about screen printing by Catspit Productions. Today's video is about pinholes, and I just wanted to briefly discuss what some of the causes of pinholes are and how to prevent and repair them or fix them. Okay, the first and foremost cause of pinholes will be your mesh preparation. Meaning, when you are getting ready to prepare to coat a screen with emulsion, you need to prepare the mesh to receive the emulsion. And that involves cleaning the mesh of dirt, dust, debris, grease, oils, or any other contaminants that could possibly interfere with the emulsion's ability to adhere to the mesh fibers themselves. Okay, so in order to reduce pinholes, what you want to do is you want to prepare your screen very well before you coat it with emulsion. So you're going to mesh prep very carefully, and you can see some of my other videos about mesh prep, and I'll probably do an expanded version of it in the near future and talk about mesh prep a little bit in more depth. But know that you need to degrease the mesh and get it ready to receive the emulsion. Okay, so that's the number one thing. When you degrease your mesh, make sure you do it thoroughly, make sure you rinse it off thoroughly, and then when you store the screen to dry it before you coat it with emulsion, make sure that there's no possibility of getting dust, debris, dirt, grease, or oils on it after you prep it and before you coat it, because if that happens, then your prepping is basically negated, right? So you're going to mesh prep very well, rinse very well, dry the screen in an area that's kind of like a clean room, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no possibility of contamination, okay? And that's going to help you out a whole lot. Now, also, after you coat the screen with emulsion, you need to also store it in your screen rack or whatever device you have, and make sure that the screen rack is also in a place that's not going to, get dust, dirt, debris, oils, or grease, or anything on it while the emulsion itself is drying. Okay, so there's two potential places for contamination when you're making your screen there. That's a poor mesh prep would do it. Getting it contaminated after your mesh prep will create pinholes, and getting it contaminated after you coat it with emulsion will also create pinholes. Now, there's one more thing that could cause pinholes, which a lot of people overlook or forget. And that's simply your glass on your exposure unit, or any piece of glass. If you put the piece of glass on top or on bottom, whatever the deal is, if there's a piece of glass in between the light source and the film and the screen, then if there's dirt, dust, or debris on the glass, that will kind of act like a film positive for those little dots, you know what I'm saying? And it'll make pinholes. So it's always handy to keep a bottle of glass cleaner here on your exposure unit, which I normally have. I don't know where mine is right now. Probably should have checked that for the video. But yeah, so you want to keep some glass cleaner on here. Every time you burn screens, you're going to wipe down the glass and make sure that it's clean. Okay? Now, if you do get pinholes, what do? Well, pinholes are just little spots. For those of you who may be confused about what a pinhole is, well, they're little holes in your stencil that look like somebody took a pin and poked holes in your screen or in the stencil itself, the emulsion. So, in order to repair them, you can use a product that's called Blockout or Finish. And it's basically an emulsion type filler that's not light sensitive. So you can just dab it on with a little fine, hobby paintbrush, or you could even use a pencil tip depending on what you're doing, and just dab on a little, cover the pinholes with the Blockout. Or if you don't want to buy Blockout, like I don't buy Blockout, I always have a little quart of older emulsion, and I just use that, and I use a little quart that I have set aside of kind of old emulsion that's very slow, and I will fill the pinholes or any problems that I have with that emulsion, and then I bring it back to the light table after it dries, and I will post-cure the little spots that I did with the emulsion, the pinholes, okay? So that's it. You know, honestly, pinholes are one of those things that can be entirely avoided if you just take the time to do the mesh prep and your screen coating with emulsion properly and in the appropriate environment that is not going to cause you problems. And trust me, the more attention you pay to your mesh prep, you will not have pinholes. Like, I rarely have pinholes. As you can see, there's no pinhole repair on here. There's a little dust because I haven't used this in a couple weeks. But, you know, you can see I don't have to waste time with pinhole repair because I do my mesh prep very well. All right, so that's it. Please remember that if you like what you see, if you like the cat spit screen printing videos, they're free. So, you know, subscribe, rate thumbs up, comment in the comments below. That doesn't cost you anything, and it helps support the project and helps keep the videos coming. And also, if you'd like to help support the project in other ways, you can actually visit the website and take advantage of the print supplies page, which I have various vendors on there which you can get discounts from using a CatSpit code at checkout. All right, so it's pretty cool. You guys get a discount, and it helps me keep producing free educational screen printing material for you all online, and allows me the ability to do that, you know. So I appreciate your patronage in any fashion, whether you do business with me directly or you work with one of our vendors. I really appreciate that. And, you know, remember, if you like what you see, rate thumbs up, and please subscribe. And don't forget to visit the CatSpit Productions website. Thanks for watching.